Shedeur Sanders into the traffic. And it is brought in for a touchdown by Caden Davis.
You gotta know, so me coming here, you know, my vow is to definitely make change, and change was made. I was very thankful, very excited being out there.
Shedeur Sanders walked into the NFL. He did not tiptoe. Head kicked down the door. His NFL debut pulled 2.2 million viewers on NFL Network, the most watched preseason game in a decade on that channel. #1 across all of TV that night. Cable and broadcast. That is insane. That is reach. That is juice. Imagine his first real start. Double it, maybe triple it. That is that scale we are talking about. Buckle up. This is the moment the league did not see coming. The night the lights went out on ratings. The night a city made the wrong call. And the fallout hit like a blindside sack. Hit like, hit subscribe, join the crew. If you love Shedeur, then comment one line for Shedeur. Drop your best line, make it clean, make it fire. Then the Cleveland Browns did the unthinkable. They benched the only exciting thing on their roster. They sat Shedeur Sanders and they handed the ball to Dylan Gabriel. The ratings fell faster than a Browns playoff dream in December. Fans were not just mad, they were done. Canceling subscriptions, burning jerseys, Googling how to legally divorce your NFL team. It was chaos. It was Cleveland. This was not a simple depth chart tweak. This was a late night comedy drop. It played like a sketch. I saw an article that laid it out. The Shedeur impact is real. Any team that fails to keep him front and center looks foolish. The Browns would be idiots to leave him out of the plan. Not on the roster. Not in the future. That is malpractice. Cleveland thought the world would tune in to watch Dylan Gabriel instead of Shedeur. Let that sink in. They swapped filet mignon for a reheated gas station hot dog. Then they acted shocked when nobody showed up for dinner. People did not want the mystery meat. They wanted the main event. The numbers told the story. The moment Shedeur was ruled out with an injury tag. And yeah, a lot of folks heard that and said code for we're scared of his stardom. The ratings did not dip. They collapsed. If ratings were a roller coaster, this is where the track breaks. You are upside down. You're screaming for help. The ride stops. The crowd walks away. Love him or hate him, Shedeur moves the needle. Even while he's his fourth on the Browns quarterback depth chart, he is not fourth. In attention, he is first by a mile. He is first in clicks, first in clips, first in everything that sells the modern game. Let's say it again. His debut drew 2.2 million viewers. The most watched preseason game of the decade on NFL Network. #1 program across all television that night. And it was a road game in Carolina, in a stadium that can hold over 75,000 people. People tuned in. People showed up. Not for Kevin Stefanski's sideline clap routine. Not for Myles Garrett to run that same spin move. They came for Shedeur. He's the one moving jerseys, packing stadiums, pulling casuals into Browns football, a franchise that has spent 20 years as football's version of expired milk. Shedeur showed something bigger than a stat line. He showed mastery. He showed a narrative you write yourself. The game of life is not only about the scoreboard. It is about the voice you refuse to let others use for you. He took that voice. He did not whisper. He roared. So what did the Browns do? They benched him under the flimsiest excuse, an injury. Injury where? Did he stub his ego? Did he pull a muscle laughing at how flat the offense looked without him? No clue. What we do know, the league's golden goose sat in a cap, holding a clipboard. While Dylan Gabriel pretended to be QB1, the graphic does not lie. NFL Network, 2.2 million average viewers for Shedeur versus the Panthers. The most watched preseason game on the channel in a decade. That is not normal. That is star power. Dylan Gabriel might be a solid quarterback somewhere, in some alternate universe where people care about him. In this one, he is the guy in the boy band who never gets the solo, the backup dancer. The one mom calls the short one because she cannot remember his name. Cleveland thought putting him under center would keep fans engaged. Good luck with that. Tonight, Shedeur Sanders made the National Football League look small. He made a few of them look petty, in some cases racist, in many cases they are despising. He forced everyone to look in the mirror. He made all those teams that had 143 chances to draft him before 144 failed it. He shamed all of them, including the Browns, who finally grabbed him in the 5th round. The Shedeur Effect is real, and it scares people who do not like change. When Shedeur plays, the stadium feels like a rock concert. ESPN loops his highlights. Social media melts down faster than when Elon logs on. When he does not play, you can hear crickets. The cameras hunt. For fans in these seats, many already went home to binge Netflix. Why watch Gabriel overthrow a screen? The ratings nosedive was instant. Networks called in sick. Advertisers panicked. Somewhere in a boardroom, Roger Goodell probably screamed into a pillow. The cash cow sat on the bench. The meter stopped spinning. The money train hit a red light. The NFL needs Shedeur more than Shedeur needs the NFL. That is the truth no one wants to say out loud. And check the scene. Over 71,000 people in that building. They were not there to watch two bad teams play. All the backups, they were there to see him. And he delivered. He lived up to the hype. He showed out in his debut. That is aura. That is presence. That is a new kind of star. I am not crowning him yet. It is too early to call greatness. But love him or hate him, he is him. This league survived decades of boring quarterbacks. But not now. Not in the TikTok age. Not in the highlight world. You need stars. You need swagger. You need style. You need charisma. Shedeur has all of it. He makes people who do not even like football quote stats. They do not know what they mean. They know they sound cool. He drags the Browns into primetime conversations. Without him, the Browns are just the Browns again, a sad football team. A franchise whose favorite tradition is breaking hearts. That is the Shedeur Effect. It is bigger than football, bigger than the Browns, which is not hard because everything is bigger than the Browns. It is eyeballs. It is energy. It is money. At Colorado, the rating spiked. Merch exploded. Now in the NFL, the pattern repeats, and Cleveland is too slow to get it. Then they post the unofficial depth chart for week 2. Shedeur Sanders still at 4. He just went 14 of 23 for 138 yards and 2 touchdowns. He did the job. He did the job with pressure. He did the job with buzz. What else do you want? How much more proof do you need? You cannot buy this kind of influence. You cannot fake it with act leave a campaign. You cannot hide it with a phony injury report. Fans, no, they feel it in their gut. When the star is sidelined, they change the channel. The proof is brutal. The Browns with Gabriel under center felt smaller than a late night golf rerun. America said, nah, we are good. They went to bed early. Cleveland thought ratings would hold because fans care about their team. Sure, they care about the Browns the way people care about broccoli. It's fine if you're desperate. No one is excited. Fans care about Shedeur. He is electric. He is unpredictable. He sells out buildings. Gabriel could not sell out a backyard barbecue. That is the gap. It is like firing Beyonce mid-show, then bringing out your cousin Chad with a karaoke mic. No one asked for this. No one wanted this. Here is the worst part. The Browns front office will sit in meetings and pretend not to understand. Charts, graphs, decks, buzzwords. They'll miss the obvious. People are not watching because Shedeur is not playing. You could put it on a billboard outside the stadium. They would still miss the point. Some fans even called that debut the most watched preseason game in NFL history. The perception was that big. The heat was that hot. Now look at the NFL's marketing team. They are sweating. They've been pushing Shedeur as a face of the future. He is young. He is exciting. He has the Sanders name. He brings in casual viewers who would rather scroll than sit. Without him, one of their biggest draws goes dark. And no, Dylan Gabriel is not teleporting the football into his receiver's hands. So, here we are. The Browns tried to outsmart the effect. They pay the price. Empty seats, plunging viewership, chants ringing in the night. We want Shedeur, like the lead singer who stormed off stage. The crowd does not want the guitarist. They want the voice that brought them here. Sponsors lined up for a show. Luxury cars, beer, sneakers, those weird insurance spots with talking animals. They loaded the deck. They were sure Shedeur would be on the field. Then Dylan Gabriel trotted out, and the sponsors realized they bought a ghost town. You spend millions. You expect millions of eyeballs. Instead, you get a sleepy soap opera audience. Joe Flacco starting week 1. Fine, he is a vet. I can live with that. But Kenny Pickett over Shedeur. Dylan Gabriel over Shedeur. No way. Dylan has done nothing here. Shedeur has already shown flashes. The disrespect makes no sense. And when Deshaun Watson gets cleared, you know what happens. They'll go right back to him. And Shedeur will ride the bench. Someone needs to trade for him. Free the kid. Let him. Cleveland did not just bench a quarterback. They bench pressed their own economy into the floor. When people do not watch, jersey sales vanish. Ticket resales dry up. The nacho stand begs for guests. The cheese gets sold. All because someone thought protecting Shedeur from an injury was more important than protecting the ratings. Spoiler, it was not. Fans were not quiet. Social media lit up like a tree. Twitter, whatever you call it. Trends pop. Start Shedeur. Bench the Browns. People arrived in full Shedeur gear. They learned he was not playing. Imagine dropping hundreds for that. Front row for Beyonce, only to get the Applebee's karaoke version. That is betrayal. That is how you create enemies. That's how you create enemies. And yes, some critics posted nasty hot takes. Stuff like this. I've never seen a player who has not taken a snap that needs to be humbled more. They even dragged in Henry Ruggs. They claim someone could have killed people driving 91 or 101. They said there was a missed court date. Those posts flew around. Here is where we keep it real. Those claims are unverified. They are not facts. Do not treat them as facts. Dragging unrelated tragedies into a debate about a rookie is reckless. It crosses a line. Hold teams accountable. Hold performances accountable. Leave smear out of it, because this is not just about one game. This is about a franchise that cannot get out of its own way. Cleveland gets a once-in-a-generation shot to fix its image, and it dims the lights. If self-sabotage was an Olympic sport, the Browns would have more gold than Michael Phelps. Think about the history. Draft picks that bust. Coaches fired like clockwork. Every time they find good, they find a way to break it. Meanwhile, the Shedeur Effect keeps proving itself. People who do not know a field goal from a free throw are locked in when he plays. Grandmas are learning the ESPN app to follow him. Teenagers who would rather play Madden now watching real snaps. That is not normal. That is Shedeur folks in Charlotte. Knew it. They packed the house. Word spread fast. People called friends. People drove in, all to see him. And you can hear how this went inside the building. Maybe Stefanski said, rest him, save him. The NFL knows what this is. They have seen hype with Brady, with Mahomes, with Peyton. But Shedeur is different. He is culturally relevant. He brings swagger. He brings lineage. He hits TikTok in seconds. He floods timelines. He is not just selling tickets. He is selling a vision. The one the NFL wants. Fast, flashy, global when he does not play. That dream goes dark. The league becomes just football again. And be honest, half this new audience did not even like football until Shedeur made it cool. So advertisers called emergency meetings. Networks begged Cleveland to stop being Cleveland. Fans started to revolt. Some threatened boycotts until he plays. Others wrote long posts about pain and patience and how they deserve better. They are right. Browns fans deserve better. They survived Johnny Manziel, Brandon Whedon, Baker Mayfield's commercials. Enough is enough. It still baffles me that he dropped to the 5th round, where that pick number 134 talk will haunt a lot of rooms. Some fans say the hate he gets is about race. They say racism is alive. They say it shows in the tone. Others push back. They say it is about evaluation, about patience, about waiting for proof. Oh, the debate is loud. It is heated. It is not going away. What is clear, the audience is there. The spotlight is there. The moment is now. Here is the reality check. The Browns need Shedeur more than it needs the Browns. Without him, they are just another team. With him, they are headline news. Primetime looks better with Cleveland when he is on the card. Sponsors write checks with extra zeros when he is on the field. Without him, the league loses momentum. It loses fans, it loses money. And you know money drives the bus. Ask yourself this: have we seen enough? Have we seen enough of Dylan Gabriel to name him number 2? Who wrote that depth chart case for him? The Browns beat writer, the insider. You watched Shedeur for 3 quarters, maybe into the 4th. You saw live bullets. You saw timing and poise. And still you wonder if he can do it with the actual starters. Come on. Use your eyes. Use your gut. Rival teams know the truth. They are praying Cleveland keeps messing this up, because the second Shedeur hits free agency, they will move fast. Faster than a Black Friday flat screen stampede. He is a future you can build around, a team, a brand, a culture, a movement. And while that future waits, Cleveland parks him at 4. While Gabriel pretends to be QB1, so where does that leave us? Ratings in free fall, advertisers crying into spreadsheets, fans revolting in the aisles, a league waking up to the fact that one player, one quarterback, holds the keys to the future. Theda's the Shedeur Sanders effect. He is not just a game changer, he is a league changer. Cleveland, wake up, put number 2 back on the field, or keep losing games, viewers, dollars, respect, and that, sadly, is the most Cleveland thing of all. If you made it this far, you are a real one. Tap like, hit subscribe, turn on the bell so you never miss a drop. If you love Shedeur, then comment 1 line for Shedeur. I will pin the best one. See you next time. 1.
Thanks for staying informed with us. If you found this update helpful, give it a thumbs up, drop your thoughts in the comments, share the video with others who should know, and hit that subscribe button with the bell so you're always first to hear the latest breaking stories.